guys, Steve the Plaster Man here, and we are in Gap Creek. I'm standing beside a monument, and it's got a neat little story. And you might think, what's that got to do with Steve the Plaster Man? Well, there was a school sitting back. This was a elementary school where I actually went to school. And the school burnt years ago, and I think it was built maybe in the late 1800s, early 1900s, very old school. But another reason I just really loved old architecture. But the story I want to talk about today is this monument was erected in 1976, which was a bicentennial of our nation. This is a monument dedicated to local men who went to fight at Kings Mountain, which was a turning point in the American Revolution. Now, the neat thing about this little monument is, if you see this stone right down here, a really big one, I'm pretty sure that was it. So the students of Gap Creek Elementary, which I was a student, I went here to I think 5th or 6th grade. Can't do the quick math in my head, but before they closed the school down, they allowed the students to go to the creek way back yonder and gather these stones out of the creek to come and build this monument. And me and a friend of mine named Clyde decided we were going to get the biggest stone we could get. And it took us the entire, I don't know, if we had 2 or 3 hours, whatever they allotted us to get these stones. But it took both of us, and we got it, and we crab walked it sideways, one on one side and the other on the other. And I'm pretty sure it was this great big stone right here. And we carried it all the way from the creek up here, and they erected this monument with the stones the students carried. And I just thought that was a really cool thing, a little thing to share with you guys, part of my history, but it's part of our nation's history. This trail, this was part of the trail that that the men mustered, and they traveled up to Kings Mountain, South Carolina. Was a turning point in the American Revolution. I laid this here. The Bicentennial quarters, a pretty cool little thing. They actually gave us that year a quarter. This is not the quarter, but it was a bicentennial quarter that they gave everybody. I don't know if it was just due to this erection of this monument, but in 1976, and coming next year, this being 2025, next year in 2026 will be the 250th year celebrating our independence as a nation. I think that's pretty cool. We were filming, and we were telling about the school and how, and our friend Cheryl Nave, which is a pastor.
Hey everybody.
Happened to stop and come by, and you remember
Absolutely.
when we carried these rocks from the creek.
We carried the rocks from the creek, and there was several of us got a picture, and it was in the paper.
It was in the paper, and you know what?
Elizabeth
I'll bet you we could get Charles Peters to probably find that. Do you know Charles?
I do, yeah.
I bet we can find that. That's great information. And this school is one reason I loved old historical buildings, and that's what I do. Is you remember it was old as the hills.
Oh my, yeah. My grandfather helped build it.
See,
my grandpa Coy lived about 2 miles from here. He helped build the old school.
What year, I wonder when that was built?
Wow, I don't know. It had to be the early 1900s.
That's what I was thinking, either late 18 or early 1900s. Yep. Cheryl, it's great that you stopped by.
It's been my pleasure.
It's been my pleasure.
So good to see you
Good
too.
to see you too.
Good to see your kids, and
yeah.
God bless y'all.
Steve the Plaster Man, catch you on next time.